What if Jar Binks was a Sith Lord? A big fan theory in Star Wars is that Jar Jar was secretly a Sith Lord the entire time and was the one who controlled everything. But what if this was actually true? What if he was the mastermind behind it all, including the war and the rise of the Galactic Empire? How different would things have been if he was the one who secretly had full power of the Sith in the galaxy? Well, in this alternate timeline, that's exactly what we'll be diving into, so let's get right into it. Our story begins just moments after Obi-Wan defeated Darth Maul on Naboo, as Maul's body fell down the reactor shaft. For years, Maul trained under his master Darth Sidious to prepare for that very moment, to reveal himself to fight the Jedi. However, unfortunately, because of his ego, his pride, and his weak mentality, he was defeated by a younger, less experienced Jedi. As these events occurred, Darth Sidious sat in his office and went deep in thought. Although he had sensed a strong disturbance in the Force, he couldn't wrap his finger around what it was. Was Darth Maul dead, he thought to himself? Palpatine chuckled. What a pathetic, weak warrior Maul was, blinded by his own pride. Although he refused to jump to conclusions, he assumed this disturbance was that Maul was in fact killed on Naboo. If that was the case, that would mean that both his mentor Darth Plagueis and his own apprentice were now both gone. Normally he'd be troubled by these losses, but all he could do was smile. Everything had gone according to his master's plan. But not Darth Plagueis, his real master. The one behind everything. The one who Palpatine served for years, behind Plagueis' back. The one who was in control of this galaxy without anybody even knowing it. The mastermind behind it all. Darth Jar Jar. As Palpatine sat in his office, he contacted his master immediately.
Yes?
Master, have you felt the disturbance in the Force? I believe...
Mr. Half does this. Maul's death was a necessary loss, as was Plagueis. You, sir, did well by killing him in his sleep.
Thank you, my master. What are your new orders?
Continue your meeting with Count Dooku in secret. Misa has foreseen that Master Yaddle will follow him. It'll be there where Misa will discover his true loyalty.
He will be deeply troubled by Qui-Gon Jinn's death.
Good. He said death won't be the last if Misa to rule the galaxy.
I agree, my master.
Once you are done with Dooku, come to Naboo, and Misa shall have the parade.
It will be done, my lord.
Darth Sidious, one last thing. If Dooku proves Hisa is loyal, you may train him, but do not teach him everything. Remember, use training. There can only be 2 Sith at a time. If Yusa ever betray me, Misa will make sure that Yusa will suffer the same fate as Plagueis and Maul. Is that understood?
Yes, my lord.
Palpatine hung up. As he did, Jar Jar went deep in thought. Everything had gone according to his plan. With Maul now dead, the Jedi would believe there was only one Sith Lord left to find, and they'd spend years trying to cling on to that false idea. They'd spend all their energy trying to find the mysterious Sith Lord, but little did they know they'd be looking for the wrong one. They would never know that the Sith Lord has been and will be in plain sight all along, right in front of their pathetic eyes. Jar Jar snarled.
They shall know nothing. They shall not know that they shall already lost. They shall not know that Misa, the Phantom Menace.
10 years had passed since the events on Naboo, and everything had gone according to Jar Jar's plan, just as he had foreseen. Every piece to the puzzle had been added, just as he imagined it to be. The secret clone army was continuing to grow by the day, Count Dooku was being trained by Darth Sidious in secret, and last but not least, young Anakin Skywalker was growing stronger in the Force by the minute. Although he was being trained as a Jedi for now, Darth Jar Jar wanted this to happen. He wanted Anakin to grow up in the Jedi Order so he could see their flaws and grow resentment towards them for holding him back. If all went well, Anakin would only grow frustrated as the years would pass, and he would only crave more and more power. That's what Jar Jar wanted. He wanted Anakin to grow angry. He wanted him to have hunger for more control and more power. One day, Anakin would be his apprentice and take his side by his throne. One day, they would rule this galaxy together. However, now wasn't that time. That day would eventually come, but for now, Jar Jar had his own agenda to attend to. During these past years, he served as Senator Padme Amidala's personal advisor. But he didn't do this out of the goodness of his heart, but instead for two main reasons. The first was so that he could bring Anakin and Padme together. That way they'd fall in love. Little did Anakin know though, this relationship would eventually be his downfall one day. However, the other reason why he served under Padme was a bit more sinister. By having Padme sent away, he would be able to represent her and take her place in the Senate. With that, he'd be able to convince the rest of the Senate to give Palpatine emergency powers. That way he could approve the creation of a clone army. If all went well, then the Clone Wars would finally begin. So as Palpatine sat in his office, he was visited by his master himself. Jar Jar wanted to speak to him.
Lord Jar Jar, everything has gone according to our plan. Just as you wanted, young Skywalker and Kenobi were sent to go protect the Queen, and now young Skywalker is traveling back to Naboo to protect her. If all goes well, his emotions will get the best of him, and the two shall form a romantic attachment.
Good. However, that's not why Misa here, Lord Sidious.
What is it then?
If all goes as Misa has foreseen, then the Senate will grant you, sir, emergency powers for this clone army. Misa will make sure of that.
I understand, my lord. Then just as you said, that will mean that the Clone Wars will begin, and the Jedi will be forced to be at war.
Yes, it will.
Lord Jar Jar, one last thing. I know part of our plan was to turn young Skywalker to the dark side. However, you have always taught me that there can only be two Sith at a time. I have limited Count Dooku's training, just as you asked. But what about young Skywalker? How could he be able to rule with us if you and I are already in command?
Jar Jar went silent, but then...
You mustn't not remember what Misa told you 10 years ago, Darth Sidious. Remember Misa words. If you shall ever question Misa plan or Misa power, you, sir, will be bombarded.
Yes, Lord Jar Jar.
Jar Jar let go.
Good. Misa will see you soon for our emergency hearing.
As time passed, everything had gone according to Jar Jar's plan. Just as we saw in the film, Palpatine was granted emergency powers from the Senate, all because of Jar Jar's manipulative words. With Palpatine in control, he proposed that the clone army should be issued to the Republic, and once the Senate heard this, they roared in agreement. From there, the events played out the same. The very first battle on Geonosis took place, Anakin and Padme got married, and the Jedi were more blinded than ever. With that, the Clone Wars had finally begun. Three years had passed, and as the Clone Wars was coming to an end, Jar Jar's plot was flawless. Chaos was spread throughout the galaxy, war was going on everywhere, and the Sith only grew stronger each and every day. However, out of all things, Jar Jar's most prized pupil, Anakin Skywalker, was getting closer and closer to one day being his apprentice. That was, of course, if everything worked out in his favor. Just hours ago, Anakin had killed Count Dooku when rescuing the Chancellor, and according to the report from Palpatine, Anakin had shown his very first steps towards the dark side. Although Jar Jar was very impressed by hearing this, it still wasn't enough. Anakin had to be churned, no matter the cost. So Jar Jar did something to sway young Skywalker to the dark side even more. Using his Sith knowledge, he manipulated Anakin's dreams so that he'd have nightmares of losing his wife, Padme. Years ago, Jar Jar did the same thing with Anakin's mother, and as a result, he slaughtered Tusken men, women, and children too. Now he's manipulating his dreams again, and if all went according to his plan, then Anakin would do whatever he could to save Padme's life, even turning to the dark side. So as Jar Jar sat in his chambers, he was contacted by his apprentice, Darth Sidious.
Shiva, Misa boy, you sir get on my bombard nerves. You sir, always calling me sir. Why?
Lord Jar Jar, I have urgent news.
This sir better be good.
Everything has gone as you have foreseen. Skywalker was intrigued by the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise, and he now just confronted me in my office to speak more. Unfortunately, though, our identity is now revealed.
Our identity? I swear to the god, Sheev.
My identity, Lord Jar Jar. Please don't worry. Nobody knows that you operate in the shadows. Anyways, any moment now, Master Windu should be storming my office along with 3 other pathetic Jedi. I have foreseen it.
Good. Then perhaps it is time for Misa to make an appearance.
You're going to reveal yourself? But you just told me that...
Yeah, Misa been bored, Sheev.
Can you stop calling me Sheev? For years you've always called me Darth Sidious. What is this new obsession in Sheev?
Misa read your birth certificate the other day, Sheev.
Stop calling me Sheev.
Misa call you whatever Misa wants, Sheev. If Yusa have problem, Misa throw you to the Zilla Beast to eat Yusa. Okay, day?
Yes. Okay.
No. Okay, day.
Okay, day.
As time passed, Palpatine was correct, and as Mace Windu and his 3 other Jedi Masters confronted him, Palpatine fought off against all of them. Just as we saw, Palpatine was able to slaughter 3 of the Masters within seconds, leading to a 1v1 duel against Windu. However, Windu got the upper hand on Palpatine, and by the end, Palpatine was forced to the ground. Luckily for him though, young Skywalker entered the room as he was knocked down, and as he did, he was shocked. From there, he and Master Windu went back and forth, arguing in front of the Chancellor so that he would stay alive. However, just as we saw, Anakin defended the Chancellor and out of nowhere sliced Windu's arm off. With Palpatine's help, the 2 overwhelmed Windu, leading to his death. It was done. Mace Windu was dead. Although Anakin felt a mix of different emotions such as regret, guilt, and uncertainty, he was ready to begin his new journey as a Sith. So, as he knelt before his new master, Sidious said,
"A powerful Sith you will become. Henceforth, you shall be known as Darth."
Palpatine froze.
Darth, what? Are you going to name me or what?
Shut it, Anakin.
Palpatine and Anakin both turned around. It was him, Darth Jar Jar.
Enough!
Jar Jar, what are you doing?
Misa said enough!
Master Jar Jar, it is not what it looks like. I was just...
You give little Annie a Sith name without Misa? Shivy, old boyo. Remember Misa words. There can only be 2 Sith at a time. No more, no less.
Wait a minute. Did he just call you Master?
Oh yes, little Annie. And soon Yusa will too.
This has to be some sort of joke.
Misa show you a joke, Annie.
With one swift strike, Jar Jar struck Palpatine right through his chest. It was over. Chancellor Palpatine was dead.
No! Why would you?
He's been a bad boy.
He was supposed to save Padme. Why would you?
Annie, enough! Yusa getting on my nerves. Just like Sheev.
Jar Jar, who are you? What is going on?
Kneel before Misa, little Annie.
Anakin kneeled.
Good. Now, sir, let Misa explain. Misa only say it one time, and one time only. Misa, the Phantom Menace.
Jar Jar, that doesn't even make any sense. Stop yapping for once in your life and get on with it.
Misa said, Misa, the Phantom Menace.
Okay, let me go.
Jar Jar let go.
I never thought you were this powerful.
Misa have been playing dumb on purpose, Annie. This was my plan. Soon, this galaxy will change, and Risa will rule together.
I pledge myself to your teachings.
Good.
Jar Jar stretched his hand out through the Force.
If Yusa want to save Padme, you must listen to my commands.
I will do whatever you ask.
Repeat after me, sir. You sir want all the power.
I want all the power.
You sir gonna start speaking like Misa.
Misa will start speaking like Yusa.
You sir now named Darth Vader.
Misa now named Darth Vader.
You sir now go to the Jedi Temple, Lord Vader, and slaughter everyone. Even the younglings there.
Misa slaughter everyone at the Jedi Temple, even the younglings there.
Good. Now, go.
Yes, my master.
Anakin left the room. As Jar Jar stood there, he couldn't help but laugh. Pathetic old Sheev was dead, the Jedi were minutes away from collapsing, and everything had gone according to his plan. Years of plotting, years of scheming, all for this very moment. So Jar Jar pulled out his holoprojector.
Commander Cody, the time has come, sir. You, sir, be executing Order 66.
Yes, Lord Jar Jar.
With that, Order 66 was executed, and minute by minute, the Jedi Order began to fall. Thousands of Jedi were wiped out across the galaxy, and the Sith were now in control. As this occurred, Anakin followed Jar Jar's orders and went to the Jedi Temple to wipe out everyone. Every Jedi Knight, Padawan, and even youngling in the temple met Anakin's blade as he made sure to leave no survivors. Now with the new chapter beginning, Jar Jar couldn't help but laugh at the chaos that was this galaxy right now. He was in full control and everything had gone according to his plan. Or at least, that's what he thought. Jar Jar's comlink chimed. It was his master.
Master, it's been years since we last spoke. Are you sir okay?
Jar Jar, do you think I live under a rock or something? You better not believe you're the Sith Lord in command now, you stinking Gungan.
No, Master. Misa would never.
Where is little Annie?
Misa sent him to the Jedi Temple, my master.
You're playing a dangerous game, Jar Jar. And what about Sheev? Where's Sheev?
He's, dead.
Dead? What, did you kill him?
Mm-hmm.
Jar Jar, you clumsy Gungan, we needed him. No Sheev, no Senate, no deal. He was the one who was supposed to speak to the Senate. Now who's going to be the Chancellor?
Misa,
Jar Jar, no. What, do you think you're some sort of Phantom Menace or something? I am the Phantom Menace, Jar Jar. Me, and only me. We'll need to come up with a plan B. In the meantime, make sure little Annie stays alive and doesn't go get chopped up into pieces by some sort of Jedi or something.
Senator Padme could speak up for you, sir, in front of the Senate. Annie lobby her muy.
That's actually not a bad idea, Jar Jar. We could use our cool dark side abilities to mind trick her into forming a Galactic Empire. I like that. Now don't get it twisted, I'm still angry at you.
Sorry, Misa Master.
Jar Jar, one last thing. If you ever give little Annie his own Sith name, I will hunt you down and kill you. Is that understood?
Yes, Misa Master.
Good. Now, let us rule this galaxy.